Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to my final episode on the Welsknight Patreon server season. What are we on? 4, I believe? It's been about 9 months since the season started, and I figured it was high time we went ahead and did a tour. So we are here in the Ender. This is probably the first, I believe, project that I did this season on the server. It was a collaboration between myself, Angel, and also Zack Attack. We built it. I don't remember. I believe Zack did most of the redstone, maybe all of the redstone. I know it had to go through several different iterations of it, because as you can hear up here, making all kinds of a noise. If we can sneak over here, we've got our little what are they called? Endermites sitting up there. We went through like 10 endermites because he kept dying. We couldn't figure out what was going on. Then we discovered we had him directly on a chunk border, so he was essentially despawning occasionally when the chunk would load or unload. I think the platform out there was also changed. I think it was expanded. We've got an on-off switch here for the maintenance, so that we can get back there if we need to. But yeah, this is the Ender that we built. We've got plenty of storage here for all the ender pearls you could ever want. Storage over here for rubbish. Of course, this sort of a thing is not going to be necessary in 1.14 because we'll have the, what is the new workbench that you can use to disenchant items? I don't remember what it's called. We've got a little enchanting station over here, plenty of crafting tables, and I believe that Angel did most of the design work in here, and then I copied it down the hallway. We've got an elytra access point for the reckless among us, like myself, and that's pretty much the Ender. I mean, it's a pretty standard design. We're down here at Y5. I don't know what the exact spawning platform is at. It's approximately Y5 though, and it is hopefully to take the greatest advantage on the spawning mechanics. Now if we go upstairs here in the water elevators, we can come out at the actual end hub. And this is a project that took pretty much all season long. I didn't start it right away. It was probably a couple months in, actually, before I started working on it. Originally, it was myself, Monroe, and Aravero, Coco. I think I think Notch worked on it as well, and eventually Evil Shoes and Bucket of Blocks came along and helped out as well. I've got this list of names on my tablet next to me so that I can remember everybody's names. I don't want to not credit someone, so I'm sorry if I missed you, and that goes for all the things we're going to be touring today. I'm doing my best to remember everybody, but it's been 9 months. I had to scour our Discord channel to try and track down everybody's names. So that'll go for everything. Now, Gru also brought over a whole bunch of turtles, and originally we had some dolphins, but I think they dived off the island, if you know what I mean. This was a huge project. It's essentially a magical jungle oasis that we put up together. Oh, wait, and Gru did these 2 obelisks here, and then over here Morgarin came and built us a magical tower of sorts. How's my elytra? Okay, good. I don't want to fly way out here and be dead, you know. I went around the island, put water. I apparently missed a spot, just to cover up the nasty end stone. And it was just a design that I came up with to help everybody reach the end gateways, and kind of give our end island a little flair, you know. There's not a whole lot to see here. There's a few points of interest. We've got some rubble over there, like a little rock mound. We've got, hidden behind those trees, we have like a temple ruin type thing. We've got another temple ruin over there, a tower down in the valley. Just little points of interest scattered around, just to keep things, you know, keep things flowing. We also down here have, this is the, oops, well there I go breaking things. This is the main portal out. I currently will not be going through this because I actually have my spawn set at Stina's base instead of my own base, and her base is way far out. So down here we have a phantom head and a dragon egg, and then this is our portal that takes us to the second dimension. This one prevents the dragon from spawning, so it's just for decoration in here. So it's for safety. So through that one we can kill the dragon and go end raiding. Now that's pretty much the end island. I'm going to try and keep this going pretty quick because we have a lot of projects to take a look at, and of course our base we'll look at last. So I'm going to head through the portals and I'm going to make my way over to the starter town. So I'll meet you there. And welcome back, everybody. We are here in Spawn Town. As you can see, for a very rare moment, I have shaders on. I usually do not play with shaders on, and I certainly don't usually record with shaders on because of how laggy it is. But I figured we would go ahead and do it for the sake of the tour, just as a sort of special. So this is basically my view of Spawn Town. We've got a whole bunch of spawn houses that way, some more back there. There's like a little peninsula that goes over this way. Now these roads here, I was on a team with Legaroth to build these roads. They go through pretty much the entire town. I would update it as needed when new people moved in and maybe they built off the beaten path, and it's becoming night. So I actually like it when it's night with the shaders on. It looks pretty neat, I think. But anyway, we came up with the design and put it everywhere. It is color coded by, we just assigned random colors essentially to the various sections and called them districts. So this is the blue district. This is actually my spawn house. Welcome to Hiram. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced, but home of, well, me, basically. And then it received Leggy's interior decor stamp of approval, which is fantastic. Leggy actually has the house that's next to mine over there. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look inside. It took me, like, I lived out of this for the first, what, like 2 or 3 months on the server. I don't remember how long it was, but I lived here for a very long time before finally starting to work on my base. I was just so busy at the community farms and the Ender and everything else that I never really had a chance. And then I didn't even decorate this until like 2 months ago. So this tiny little house has actually been pretty close to me for a lot of the season. Now we do have a tiny little kitchen here with some bushes in the corner. We've got like I use these potted plants with the little saplings in them, pretty much the same way Wells does, as if that's like an herb or something. So we've got a basin of water, an anvil in the background, you know, your furnace, some crafting space and whatnot. In here we've got the dining room. Back here we have a bedroom. 2 beds in here. It's pretty simple, nothing too fantastic. It is spawn proof, of course. Down here we've hidden some glowstone. Now back, well, we'll go back there in a moment. If we come upstairs first, however, we have a tower in the corner. It just spirals straight up, nothing too fantastic up there, just a little bit of a view. You come over here, you've got like a sitting area of sorts. We've got a very small bedroom in here with some storage in the corner. And over here we have the master bedroom, which is also pretty plain, though I do have a full suit of armor here, the chainmail. Now, I always kind of think chainmail looks like a nightgown, you know, like a lace nightgown or something, so I figured that would make sense in the bedroom. Now, if we come back downstairs and we go underneath the stairs, this is supposed to be like a sort of hidden room, something that maybe you wouldn't necessarily notice right away. And you come in here, it's supposed to look really like it's been closed off. We've got cobwebs, we've got, you know, all sorts of stuff. General rubble, basically. We can climb part way up, and this is supposed to be like an altar of sorts for whatever purpose. And then you come up to the attic, and this is really run down with the cobwebs and just junk everywhere pretty much. We've got, I used glowstone torches because they give off very little lighting, just to kind of add to the eerie effect of everything. It is still spawn proof though. I did make sure to do that. And then we've got like another room over here. Now we've got windows in a lot of these spots so that you can look out and get a bit of a view. But I'm afraid I'm just gonna get stuck in the cobwebs. So that's pretty much spawn house. Now let's go and take a look at those ladders. I just keep climbing them, don't I? Let's go and take a look at the community village. Now here in Spawn Town, over there, that's actually one other thing. We'll swing over there first. Basically over there is the Wells Way. It's a minecart track that leads to a lot of the primary areas here close to the hub. That way is Spawn, and approximately that way is the community village and the community farms. So we're gonna, let me run over there real quick, so we can look at the Wells Way, and then we will go to the farms. Alright, here we are at the Wells Way. It's kind of underneath us. This fountain here is actually pretty new. I don't remember who put it in, but it looks fantastic. I really like it. We've got our mending villager here. He actually has a double mending trade. Both of them are for 10 emeralds, so that's fantastic. And here is the extremely bright map. Let's actually go ahead and turn off shaders real quick so that we can take a look at this without the horrendous brightness. It's a map of the entire Spawn Town. With the various, you can tell the various districts with the little blue dots here. So this is the entire blue district, all the way on this peninsula. And then over here you've got the red district. This is kind of like the heart of the town here, because we have the Wells Way, and the map. We're standing right here at the map. Actually, this looks like it needs to be updated. There we go. That's better. I don't know if these have been updated recently, actually. Over here we've got the yellow district, or the orange district. I think it's yellow, but it kind of looks orange, just a little bit. I don't remember exactly. No, wait, that is the orange, because this is the yellow. Yeah, that's it. This is the yellow district. These are kind of like out in the country. This is kind of out in the country because it's across this giant bridge that I built. I see Morgan and Jarek set up shop right there. That doesn't have anything attached to it. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, this is our entire Spawn Town. Now we have the community mineshaft here. We have a skeleton spawner way out on that island. There's a spider spawner right. You can't really read it. There we go. We have the community. We're right here, this is the Wells Way. Back here, there's the Community Donation Center and a spider spawner right behind that. So the Donation Center is this building right there. So yeah, that's pretty much Spawn Town. So let's head... Oh, wow. Oh, I forgot. This is the Municipal District. It looks like we're right on the edge of it. We won't be visiting that. I actually haven't been over there at all this season. I didn't build anything there. I was too busy with other projects. So we're not going to be looking at that in this episode. We're just going to be taking a look at the things that I had a hand in. So let's head up to the community village, or, well, village and farms, and I'll meet you there. Now this is the view of the community farm and village as you approach from town here on the railway system. I created this sort of pit here. It actually doesn't look quite as good with shaders on because you can see straight down to the glowstone, but it's supposed to look like a really unclean pond, as if there's an invasion point going on with the nether elements around it, and these vines here with the thorns at the end are supposed to be reaching in to try and strangle it. That was just something that I decided to do just to cover up kind of this humongously plain wall here. It doesn't cover the entire thing, but I think it helps with the effect nevertheless. This is actually the tree farm and tree variant, so we've got the chorus fruit up there. There's actually mushrooms, but they haven't been bone mealed, so they're just the tiny mushrooms right now. We've got a chamber for all of the wood types. I honestly feel this, as well as these trees I think they turned out pretty well, and especially the back there, the bits back there. This is actually a pretty boring, bland build, and probably unnecessary for tree farming and whatnot. We have these massive wheat fields on both sides, actually, and that right there is the village, and this right here is the farms. Now, the farms were done by me and Emma, and Leggy came along and helped at a few points as well. The village town was done by Angel, Aletha, and myself. Now, the farms have pretty nearly every... Crap. Oops. I didn't mean to trigger that. Bye! Hopefully it makes it all the way there. I did not I don't think we put in every single type of farm, but we put most of them in, even a floating fish farm up there. Server rule says we have to have our fish farms way up. That was mostly at the beginning of the season when we were having so many fish spawning in. If we were too low, and people would go AFK and then take up the entire mob cap and probably cause lag with all the fish too. Now we have the farmhouse. There is melons and pumpkins in the upstairs. If you flush yourself down the toilet on the main floor, you go down to the super smelter, kelp farm, and cactus farm. We've got noisy animals inside the barn, pigs, cows, sheep, all of the variants. We've got horses and llamas over there, chickens. There's also a chicken cooker in there, a nano farm. We've got micro farms. Pretty much everything you can imagine that your basic farming community would need is on there. And here's another map of the area. I could feel it getting a little laggy. It's my computer does not handle shaders very well when I'm recording. It doesn't even handle it very well when I'm not recording, and rain absolutely ruins it. Now here in the village, most of this was done by Angel and Aletha. And Aletha did a lot with the villagers, and Angel, I believe, did a lot with the redstone for the villagers to try and get them into certain spaces. We never really finished it off completely, but it's mostly finished. We've got this grand library that we put together. We have a Silk Touch villager in there. I did this here. This is a Jaracraft tutorial, actually, that I followed for that. Over here I did a inn/tavern/stables, and over here I did a hedge maze that we ran through a couple episodes, like 2 or 3 episodes ago, just to fill the space, essentially. There wasn't anything particular that we needed, so I was like, you know what, let's do a hedge maze. So that's pretty much the community village. There's a lot to see here. Not a whole lot that I actually had a hand in, so we'll just leave it here and move on to the next project, which is the let me think. I think I can just head over to my base, actually. So let me meet you at my tunnel in the Nether. Alrighty, here we are at the entrance to my Nether tunnel, leading to my Nether hub, leading to my base. Now, last time we recorded, I actually hadn't built this yet, and I thought about recording some of it as I worked on it to show to you guys. I ended up just going all out and did it all pretty much in 2 sessions, 2 very long sessions. This is actually when I started playing with the shaders on. I had turned them on for to use them briefly for my Vastin series, and then forgot to turn them off when I came back to this world, and then I was like, actually, the Nether looks really cool. And the Nether is probably the area that is the least laggy for me with shaders on, which I find a little weird, to be honest. Now this is my tunnel. It is covered in lava. Actually, it's kind of terrifying to look at from the outside, but I just love to play with lava and fire. So I embraced the heat, basically. So this is my pattern here. I went with the nether brick. I went with the stone brick. We've got glass to prevent spawning, and this is my hub. This is supposed to be the Aetherium Forge, I believe it was called, from Skyrim, or my interpretation of it. It's not a perfect replica by any means, and that ghast is driving me crazy. Please go away out there, please. I'm trying to record my cinematic tour. Cut it out. It is very, very hazardous. I mean, look at I've got parts that are exposed to the Nether. So if a ghast came along and shot in the, I mean, it's not easy to shoot in here, but it is possible. So we could actually have serious damage if we got unlucky. It is spawn proof on the inside, however. And I actually kind of lived out of this chamber for a little while. Down here, I had furnaces right there. I had a crafting table, had all my shulkers. Just a little place for me to put storage resources without having to worry about ghasts while I was actually working. So that's my hub. Let's pop through the portal and tour my base. So this is the view that you have when you first come through the portal. It is quite the view, quite high up as we look out from here. We've got, as you can see, 6 beacon beams for full effects. We also have a, what are they called? The ones that let you breathe underwater or whatever. I don't remember. It's new to 1.13. I only just towards the end even put it in, so I don't really remember. Up here we have my memory wall. All the memories from the season. Now it is starting to get a little laggy because of how big my base is, so we'll try to do this pretty quickly before it gets ridiculous, because I do want to show you what my base looks like with shaders on. So this is my memory wall. All these items are a memory from during the season. Some of them are name tagged, like I had some IOU notes at one point. I think I only ever actually got one of them back. I don't know what happened to the other one. This is my storage up here. We've got my secondary set of armor here. And I actually broke my shovel when I was working at Stina's base, but I have gone ahead and replaced it. So whoever put that random shovel in my mailbox, thanks. I actually ended up needing that. Here's my banner, my bed, and this is how I usually get in and out while I'm working on my base and everything like that. We have a shoes, an evil shoes reaper, reaper shoes, is that what they're calling it? I don't remember. Just in the distance over there, and then we've got the whole town over here. Now the base I'm standing on, if my elytra will activate and not let me die, thank you. Let's come down here. And this is the Palace of the Kings. Now all of the things here are pretty much based on Skyrim in one way or another. This was a humongous project. I did a lot of time lapses building it. I did a lot of interior work. All the rooms are more or less finished. Not all of them are decorated. The hallways are pretty bare. So if you guys end up downloading the world, I believe we usually have a world download, go ahead and decorate it yourself if you're interested. And I actually have a Twitter account, so if you want to send me pictures of what you did with it, go ahead. I'd like to see it. I had some ideas of what I'd do to some rooms, I just never ended up getting the time to do it, so it'd be interesting to see what other people think. Now, we can go through this half is a mirror image of that half. We have the entrance here, kind of a grand entrance. It's a little laggy, I'll try not to make everybody seasick. I also have some redstone. There needs to be a trapdoor, or not a trapdoor, a pressure plate right here that hooks up to the lights that are already lit, but for now I'm just going to leave it off. We're dealing with enough lag as it is. Now without shaders on, this room actually looks probably better. I like the glow of the fire, but I don't like being able to see the glowstone down there. But yeah, this is the grand hall that we have. We also have a library upstairs with a map of the base. We have, what else do we have? And a little enchanting setup. We have a small, what is it? Not a super smelter, a kind of mini super smelter over there. We've got pets in this direction, so it's a lot to look at in the base. We're not going to take a look at everything though, because we'd be here way too long. So let's head this way and take a look at the village over here. Actually, first, we won't go down there, but we do have this stairway here and one on the other side as well. It leads down to a couple farms, the collection center for our mob farm. There's a railway that leads to our village breeder, or not the breeder itself, but the village trading hall. We won't take a look at those. There's not a whole lot to see. Now over here we have the market. This is the first section here. This is actually the market from Riften in Skyrim. We have a little residential area over there. We have the cathedral and some more fancy living over around the cathedral. We've got the farming district over here, and that's pretty much my base in a nutshell. So let's take a quick walk through and just see what it looks like with shaders on. I'll try to stand still most of the time, just because I know it is laggy, framey, I guess I should say, here at my base with shaders on while I'm recording. Even when I'm not recording, it can be kind of framey. But this is the marketplace. We've got the market area in here with the little booths, as well as the kind that have the tarps over them, selling various things, you know, like pictures and brewing stands and all that stuff. This is the Dark Anchor. It's actually 2 iron farms in the 1.13 design, and there's also a house right over here that stores the drops from it. I actually wonder how much I've gotten. I haven't done any AFKing, and I actually haven't even been at my base very much. No, come on, really? I always have a hard time with these doors. So let's see. iron. Oh, yep, got lots of iron there. Empty, empty. Flowers, of course. So, not a whole lot. If you AFK'd here, you'd probably have a bunch pretty quickly. Now, I'm really proud of how the cathedral turned out, especially the bell tower up there. I think even from a distance, it just looks really authentic, considering it's just gold blocks. It's hard to do something that's supposed to be kind of angular with blocks. This is what it looks like inside. We've got some beams up there for the, what are those called? Catwalks, I believe is the term I'm looking for. I didn't anticipate it being quite this big, but then it turned out this big, and I actually kind of liked it afterwards. So I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. We do have a lot of houses around the side, similar like what we have over there. These ones tend to be more fancy looking. Now, the houses, almost every single one of them is completely empty in the inside, and pretty much all of the alleyways are basically empty and boring as well, so feel free to do what you want with them if you download the world, when it becomes available. Back here we have sort of like a, not really servant's entrance. I wanted the farms to be very separate. Oh no. No, I'm trying to... No! Okay, let me take care of these guys, then I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I think I have 2 confirmed kills. There might be 1 more over there, but I don't hear anything, so hopefully we're okay. Yeah, I see, you can see his wing. He's stuck there in the corner. But he's not screaming, and he doesn't appear to be able to get out, so I'm just gonna leave him, you know? I'm actually standing underneath this gate to prevent more of them, hopefully, from spawning in. I'm pretty sure it's completely solid all the way up, and I think I'm squarely underneath it, so I won't be spawning more of them. But this is the, like I was saying, the sort of side entrance into the fancier area, because I wanted the fancy area and the farms to be separate, because, you know, nobody likes the smell of, I don't know, cattle as they are roaming the finer streets of town. I'm going to stay here for a minute just to minimize the phantom annoyances. I'm trying to not sleep if at all possible so that I can still get back to Stina's base quickly and easily, because I have my spawn set over there and she's way far out. Now here in the farms we have the cows here in a large pen, we have a wheat field, there are pigs back in that corner, chickens in the corresponding corner over here, we have a water elevator to an underground multicolor sheep farm, and then we have the farmhouse in the back center as sort of the focal piece of the farm area itself. Now the farmhouse is covering up the villager breeder. So let's go ahead and quickly run over there, hopefully without spawning more phantoms, and take a look inside the house over there. It is, as I've been saying, a little framey. I apologize for that. Getting a better computer is on my things to do once I move out. But unfortunately, other priorities, I have to get a new car, then move out, and then get the new computer. So just gotta play it wisely, I guess, for real life reasons and everything. So if we come in here, this is a completely decorated house. We've got like eating area over there, desk, got a couch, got a bed, a double bed actually, with underfloor storage. We've got this like item with a pressure plate and boots to kind of make it look like somebody left their shoes on the floor. Now we do have behind, I think it's behind this, yeah, we have access to actually see the villagers, or the villager breeder itself. We can get down here. So there we go. We got the 2 villagers. We've got a pigman who's supposed to scare the babies into walking off the edge. I don't know if that actually works very well, but we get plenty of villagers out of this thing whenever I'm close enough for it to be running. So it's been really helpful in getting some pretty decent, not like perfect necessarily, but some pretty decent trades this season here at the base. We also have a ladder going up to a little loft area, with a second ladder going to a miniature little lookout tower, which maybe isn't like completely accurate for a farmhouse, but you know, it works. Now this is the Chill Furrow farm. As I said, most of the things here are based on Skyrim, so a lot of the focal builds like this do have lore attached to them. And I have these little stations set up so you can take the book, you can read about it. In case the book gets lost or broken, I have more down there. And I think there's like 5 or 6 of them throughout the town. So go ahead and try and track them all down. I'm pretty sure I've showed them all off in my previous videos, except for the Nether hub. I didn't put one there. I might before the end of the season. But yeah, that's pretty much my base. Now let's take, it's probably gonna be horribly framey, so again, I'm sorry. But let's try and take a flyover, if I can get off the ground. There we go. So that we can see what the base, oh, there's the Reaper shoes. Isn't that great? I love it. So cute. But let's take a quick look at the base as a whole with shaders on. It's so blurry because of the shaders. But I think it also looks pretty fantastic. I'm really happy with the way this base turned out over the course of the last 9 months or so. So there's our main base, our main structure. With the sun rising in the background. We've got the farms over here. We've got the marketplace and lower residential area over here. And then underneath the blue glass here that we're walking on, we can just barely make out the cathedral and the fancier housing down below. So that is pretty much my base in a nutshell, and pretty much everything I've worked on this season. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but I want to make sure that we are able to fit everything into a reasonably length video. So I'm gonna call it here. I hope you have enjoyed the whole season. I hope you liked the tour episode, and I hope that you come back next season. We're planning on having, hopefully anyway, the official Welsknight tour here in the next couple of weeks before we reset partway through July. I believe July 15th is the current expected start date. I think that's like a Saturday or something like that. It's still a lot of it up in the air, but I hope you come and join us shortly thereafter anyway when I start releasing videos again. Now, Welsknight, you know, he has his own style of doing things, so I'm sure when he comes to do tours, he probably won't include everything, so I may record that as well and release an uncut version of it. But that'd probably be the only thing between now and reset. So I hope to see you guys later, and I hope you have a fantastic time until then. So with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!